That should now fix it. Should now be fixed, right? That's good, Diva. You baby back bitches. That's nuts, dude. Not the bomba. It's all good. Okay, Widow's top. No grapple. I try to at least trade out with Diana. That's really unfortunate. Forcing to come to Paladins since me. Okay, so Bottrix just went live on YouTube, which means YouTube should now be live. That should be my indicator. Ay, 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 ay. Alright, I guess I'll play it more slow. This is actually pretty rough. Nice pick on these here. A-driven. Leave a load there. What I need to be able to do is go for this. Wow, I really would have loved to have been that beat. My Q. It's fine. Wait for it. Not that one. Winnable. What I really want to do. Early poke. Let's see if I can get someone off on the right side now. I didn't hear with the damage boost. It's my fault. Winnable. Let's see what we can do here. Really want to get my ult here. Gas is low. Maybe doable. Maybe have my... Got that one for the punish. Just chilling. I needed to keep you out. Shit. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, I hate that character. Oh my god, that character is so stupid. Thank god. Good push. Resurgence can just kill everything. I have to get an angle on him. Dead. Alright, we got Mercy and I got D.Va. This should be holdable. Kiriko should get staggered. We just used Rally for some reason. That's wild. I know it's just quick play chat, but like, what? That's kind of crazy. Okay. We're starting to wake up now. I'm starting to feel it again. Any help main. That's nuts. The Cash should be dead and the D.Va should be dead. We have no push whatsoever. I've got my copy. They don't have mech. That's nuts. GG. Ugh. Okay, let's take a look at this link that Sporks gave us. Let me take a look at this. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. Let's see what we have. Okay. 10:30 EST, so we have 30 minutes still. I believe. We have 30 minutes before we do that. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be streaming a Hog. He's not an OTP. He plays other tanks as well, but he's definitely known for his Hog. Like his Hog is like a top 10 Hog. I think he's actually been #1 on Hog EU ladder. I want to say I know he was ranked 2 on ladder with Hog a couple times. I cannot for the life of me remember if he ever actually managed to break top rank 1 while Hog OTPing. Don't quote me on that, but he is he knows a lot about Hog. He's a very knowledgeable Hog player. Remove any doubts in your head. It's us or them. 6. Sojourn coach. No. This is a he's not a coach. He just plays a lot of Hog. Calling him 6 is the reason I main Hog. 6 is a very good Hog player. One of the reasons I really like 6 as a Hog player is because you have a lot of like tank players, quote unquote, that are like experts and they know everything about every tank character, and it's just it can't be more than the truth. One of the things that I really like is that if you take 6 for example, and you ask him a certain amount of like game knowledge about how to tank in high elo, he'll tell you a lot, and a lot of it's good information. Now, if you ask him something about Hog in particular, the info that he has, it's night and day. Not to say that the information he'll give you about other tanks is not good, but how knowledgeable he is about that one particular character is really, really nice. So, you know, if you have someone that puts that much time into a character, that knows the interactions, knows the matchups, knows the core of a kit like the back of their hand, that could be really, really it could be really valuable from a learning perspective if you're able to ask the right questions and if you're able to look at what you know what you're looking at. So if you watch someone that has like 5,000 hours in a hero, but you don't know what you're looking at, and you have to be kind of like check yourself, like realistically, do I actually know what I'm looking at? It's not going to be as helpful as you think. But if you have the opportunity to talk to someone like that and pick their brain, I think it's really valuable. So I actually really like the fact that they pick someone from the community that's like has an audience that knows a lot about Hog, how he's always existed for the last like 7 years, and now they're changing him. It's kind of like what they did with Sombra. They asked Fitzy here. Now, is Fitzy here the best Sombra in the world? No, not by a long shot, but they have a platform and they know enough about the character to where they could be considered a specialist. Same thing with 6 in terms of Hog. 6 also plays stuff like he'll play Orisa, he'll play Sigma. He's actually a quite good Sigma player. You know, he'll play those characters. And his most comfortable is Hog, but that doesn't mean he can't play Zarya well. I've seen him play Zarya. Zarya is pretty good. His Sigma is quite good. His Orisa is good enough, but his Hog is definitely his strongest pick, in my opinion. I mean, Atlas, I think you commented once on me playing similar to him in some of my mannerisms. It was so incredibly happy when you said that. You played a lot of Zarya in Overwatch 1, like a lot. So Trucky, to be fair, what I see a lot of people doing is they'll adapt people's play styles. But keep in mind, whenever you see a content creator that has a certain play style for a hero and they do really well with that, keep that in mind that they have been developing that play style for a very long time. So not to crush any dreams here, is just because you're like, hey, I'm going to play like this person, it does not mean that's the only way to play that character, number one, because a lot of these characters have varying levels of play styles. Echo is a really good example of that, number one. And number two, they've been doing it a lot longer. So if you can't do it exactly the way they can with the exact return success rate, don't be too hard on yourselves. That takes a lot of time to kind of be consistent with it. No rush to, he plays a lot of JQ. He's been playing less and less JQ, or at least I would imagine so, because JQ's in kind of like a rough spot. There's not really a reason to play JQ. All like the top picks across all the roles, JQ gets shit on. The only way I can play Echo is feeding. Echo, in my opinion, has the highest potential skill ceiling in the game. I'm not saying she's the easiest hero in the roster. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying she's the hardest either. But what I'm saying is she has the highest potential skill ceiling in the game, and it's because of how her ultimate functions. Also, I need to change out my contacts after this game chat. I can't see shit right now. Oh, buddy boy. I don't think like that. It was just for an example. Hey, mention. No. Yeah, I got you, Chucky. Wait, why did we spawn looking at this? That was weird. Why is that such a long emote? Why is that that is such a long emote? What the... I lost my pocket because that emote. Is that Riz? It's rizzing, it's falling, the old man is snarling. That's where I need to go for this. Bear down. Zarya very low. Oh shit, I'm dead. Yep. Nope, I'm good. Shit. I'll give my honest interpretations of it. I'm expecting him to have something about him that's just like unbelievably busted. Or just like underwhelmingly shit. I think he's gonna be busted or shit. I don't think there's another option. There's no way that shitter doesn't die. There's no way. I know I missed a couple shots, but like, holy hell. There's no way. There's no way. That's nuts. I disagree. I think Hog is still as good as he's been. 3, 2, 1. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Climb. Come on. No! That sucks. I think that the mount that Hog has been good or bad hasn't really changed much. Since the game came out, he hasn't been broken and he hasn't been terrible. His varying levels of shit versus awesome have not really been all that, like, drastic. Like, anytime there was a nerf, he got worse, but it wasn't, like, exponentially as worse than he already was. And anytime he got buffed, he got better, but it wasn't exponentially better than he already was. Okay, then we say that his skill floor was raised since his nerf? No. Absolutely not. They got rid of his one-shot. His skill floor was lowered. So the reason I say that wasn't drastic, and the reason his skill floor was lowered, is because it used to be you could just one-shot and it was very easy to do. The biggest changes that Hog has had is how frequent or how easy, quote-unquote, it's been to do his one-shot. You can still one-shot heroes. It doesn't work on everyone, and it's a bit more, you know, you have to know what you're doing. But other techs have been discovered as well, like underhooking, which is something that 6 does, where like you'll pull someone, drag them here, loop them under, and they'll end up over here, which is really nice without breaking your hook. But that's a tech that you have to learn. It's not free. Quit. That's insane. How, dude, Kiriko is so stupid. Sure. Guys, I again though, I really wouldn't read too much into meta. That affects less than 1% of the player base. Meta really only affects you. Yo, Zach with the gifted. Zach, I appreciate your face hold, bud. Damn. I needed to stall that out as long as possible, grab the Mega late, which I tried, but... Oh my god. We just burned so much time off of their bank from that. I am perfectly happy with it. Oh, I was out of that. That's crazy. That was a nice rock, though. Yeah, Trucky, be careful. Hog becomes strong, he just insta cuts everything, and is invincible, which is really fun to go against. But that's the thing, though. He's not. If I will say this, I'm calling it now. If they give Hog a way to shrug off antis and CC, it is about to be monstrous. This will be the Hog that people fear. Like, every person in the lobby, not just supports, are going to be shaking in their boots if that's what they do to that character. Mark my words, if they give him a way to shrug off CC or anti, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They announced his kit. Alright, Sporks, hold on. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna finish this game and we're going into it. Sporks, do you have a link? Do you have a link? Do you have a link? Message it to me. Don't put it in general, please. Nice bolt. Bro, I wish I could aim. I got the Ana trade. Navy. They have no sports in general in Discord. Ah, well, it's okay. I should have said it quicker. I'll take a look at it in a second. Ignore CCL will make everyone quake in their boots. We're gonna change your name to get quaked on, fuck. I'm doing good damage, just dying too much. On a 1, nice. Rico is half. Nice. That's dead. GG. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this together. I'm actually warmed up though. I feel like we're good, and now we're kind of hyped about this. I'm gonna try not to act like a silly schoolgirl. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Y'all should be able to see what I see. Okay. Oh no. Okay. 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 Can y'all see what I see? Can y'all see what I see? Okay. So Roadhog reworked Piggy emoji. His new ability, Pig Pen, along with changes to Take a Breather and Scrap Gum, go live tomorrow. Bang emoji. Overwatch 2 Roadhog. Weapon and ultimate. Scrap Gun. Short range spread weapon with a medium range shrapnel volley. Whole hog. Damage and knock back enemies in front of you. So that sounds the same, but maybe it's different. I told you guys, they're giving him a new ability. Pig Pen. Launch a trap that slows and damages nearby enemies. Chain hook. Take a breather. Huh? Okay. You're gonna have to elaborate. Well, yeah, Drunky. Of course, he's live right now. He's about to do an interview. He was not gonna go live right when it starts. That would be silly. Um, is the rework in the room with us right now? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on saying anything until we see what's going on. I'm gonna hold off on judgment until we actually see what's going on. Now, before we go over into Six's stream, I do want to ask you a couple questions. I'm really confused. There's still hope for us for Alt Steel Vape? Maybe. Sounds like they gave him Junkrat Trap and that's it. This very first... Haha, no way we waited for this. Bro, what? You make us wait 3+ months to give him a Junk Trap? I'm... Sports, it's always done that. Heal yourself and reduce damage taken. That's always been a thing. Hey, Gino, true. So real quick before, and we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, if I go hog right now, drag a targeted enemy to you, heal yourself and reduce damage taken over a short time. Short range spread weapon, medium range spread weapon, damage and knockback enemies in front of you, right? Okay. And then we go to here. So the other thing about Hog is the thing that they changed for Overwatch 2 is that when he's using breather, he gets extra healing from other sources, which is why you'll notice that when a Hog is using their breather, if you're playing Ana, you may not have noticed it because if you would just use nade on them, they would get the accelerated healing. But even if you're not playing Ana, you'll notice that you'll be able to heal your Hog up faster while they're doing the take a breather, and it's because the damage reduction as well as the passive, not the passive, but the effects of the ability. So you gain a little bit extra passive healing. Just says heal yourself and reduce damage taken. Yeah, so okay, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Um, when we talk about numerics in this game, chat, I'm sure some of y'all are sick of hearing me say this, but it's a good thing to keep in mind. So there's 4 numerical values in this game. There's in terms of like the most impactful down to the least impactful. Burst damage, burst heal, damage over time, healing over time. So the reason Hog's breather was kind of shit is because it falls into the category of, well, healing over time. So if it becomes burst healing, that's moving up to 2nd place instead of 4th place on a 4-tier system. That would be a major up. If you have something that's damage over time and becomes burst damage, that's again a very big. So anytime that there's a numerical add or a reduction to a character, but they still stay within their bracket of burst damage or damage over time or healing over time or burst healing, that's not considered as big of a deal. But if you have something that is burst damage and it becomes damage over time, that is a major nerf. Or burst healing and it becomes healing over time, that is a major nerf. And vice versa. If it's healing over time and it becomes burst heals, major buff. Damage over time becomes burst damage, major buff. And the only times that we usually see stuff like that, where they have those major shifts of effectiveness, are going to be not always, but primarily in the form of a rework. That's where the potential for that is at its highest. So, what I'm saying is this: is it may not look like much of anything um, at face value. We need to kind of dig a little bit deeper, and hopefully in the next 8 minutes we'll be able to go over and kind of see what's going on with that. So if they make Hog the breather, pop it, health, and then he just gains reduced damage for a few seconds that lingers after he uses the ability, he will be way stronger into anti. He will be way stronger into that. Not to mention, you won't be able to CC interrupt it with like a hook or a spear or anything like that. That's gonna be nuts. But to me, to be fair, I don't think that's a rework. I think that's just a let's make Hog better. And if I'm being honest with y'all, I think if they would have just done that, I don't think they would have need to have gone down this route. The pig pen thing, um, it doesn't trap them. It says it slows and damages nearby enemies. It sounds like Ramatra's snare. Now, if it's like halfway between Junk Trap and Ramatra's snare, and that you put it down and it stays there until people walk into it, you know. But this is gonna be. I'm. I told you guys what I think they should have done. I love the rework. They changed everything about him. Jacob, I think that shower melted your brain. Do we have numbers? We're about to go on to the stream and see some stuff. We got 6 minutes, chat. We're gonna go over and we're going to we're gonna take a look at Six's stream and see what's going on. We can do our reactions and whatnot.
But then, like, it hardly does any damage, and then you want to right click, and then it's just like, you know, it's just kind of like awkward sometimes. I think for the health and the balance of the character, I think it's much, much better. Okay. new ability. I think it's E on I think it's E
Better.
on the thing. Yeah, it's E.
Got you,
So
Al.
what I would
Appreciate
say
your
for
face.
you is- Yes.
The way it works, Owl's wife is his favorite, then his dentist, then his streamer. Wife, dentist, streamer.
Use E for heals, chat. Everyone uses E for heals. Okay, literally everyone uses E for heals.
I don't.
And shift is still hook.
Shift is hook.
It's still
My
hook.
E is my reload on every character. My E has always been on my my lower mouse trigger, and my quick melee is on the forward mouse trigger. So it's mouse 4 and mouse 5. You're insane.
So no right click. Not the way it currently is. The right click is different. The right click's different. Patch notes? Yeah, dude. Like, dude.
Wait, that person said they use Z for ult? You're on drugs.
It's gonna be weird to do the Q&A if you guys don't know the patch notes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just a little awkward. If you guys don't know the patch note, it's a little awkward. And like, I don't want to be the source of the patch notes. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just kind of like weird. So I really want Blizzard to be the one that releases the patch notes instead of showing the patch notes myself. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the conundrum that I'm at. You get it? They should have released it though. Even me thank for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it. They're linking you for the stream to watch the rework, are they? Okay. Yo, be me thank for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The rework is just Ravenous Vortex.
But they're not hiring playtesters. They don't need to, Jacob. So when you include content creators in your game, you don't need playtesters because they'll be very quick to tell you like, hey, this is shit, or hey, this isn't, and they'll do it for free. You know, all you have to do is get all the content creators together that play the game at different elos, throw them into like a room, and have them play, and you'll have, albeit mixed feedback, but you'll have feedback for free. At experimentals with the reworks, I would be down for that, and let streamers like play in them. Have like a set day where you invite all the streamers and you promote the channels of the people that are involved, and have them just play customs for like an entire weekend. That could be huge. It'd be good for the content creators for growth. It's a really nice way of getting the content creators to all interact with each other, meet each other, get along, work together. And Blizzard gets invaluable feedback from a lot of different like people.
And when it activates, I think it
Unpaid
expands
babysitters,
further
yeah.
in range.
It's good for us because we get an opportunity to grow and get spotlight, and it's good for them because they just have these people that have built an audience just testing their shit out for free, and while they can, you know, save their time, effort, and breath on other stuff.
And I put my pig pen right here. I can hook this like this. Okay, let's say this is a Reinhardt. I can hook this Reinhardt, drag him right here, put him in there in the trap, and body block, right? And it's absolutely crazy. Can it be destroyed like most traps in the game? Yes. Are you disappointed with it though? Nope. I can't wait until tomorrow, dude.
I think it'd be cool, Owl. I would be blessed as hell to be included in something like that. You kidding me? That could change my life.
Okay,
So
Chat, I think,
that's the hope.
The
Speaking of change my life, guys, if you haven't checked out the Metafy link in the announcements tab that I pinged all 300 of y'all in, take 2 seconds. 2 of y'all have already created vouchers helping me pay the bills. It takes 3 minutes of your day, and it helps me more than you realize. What is Metafy? It is a platform for coaches to help find people to book sessions and, you know, get their name out there. It's like a really professional way of being able to book sessions and stuff like that, but you have to get vouchers in order to be verified. 2 of y'all have already gone out of your way, took 3 minutes of your day, and changed my life. So thank you for this, the 2 people that did.
Soon. Okay. I just want to get sure or make sure.
I'll double check after this, Trucky.
You get me? I'm sure you get me. All right.
Absolutely, Owl. if you've gotten like me going, hey, change this sound setting, and it helps you, anything and everything is helpful.
Yeah.
Any type of coaching, VOD reviews, I
Let's get
helped
this
you
started,
fix
okay?
your sound settings, anything is
Give me
helpful.
1 second.
And Trucky,
Let
yes,
me
you
make
do
sure
still
I
have
have
VOD
this
setting.
set up. Okay, chat. Give me 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna make sure I have this.
Appreciate that, Owl, more than you realize. Thank you.
Okay, BRB chat. Let me set this up.
How do I do it? Just click the link, Jakey, and it's like leaving a review on Yelp. It's the same thing. Look under the announcements. Clicky, clicky, the Medify link, take you to my page, and then you fill out a voucher. Helps more than you all realize. It really does. It's free. Takes 3 minutes.
It being a buff,
Thank you to both of you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Walker. Okay, so here's where it starts, chat. We're going to take a look at this together. We'll see what's going on. Yo, my eye is bugging out. We got to change contacts after this. Yes, they are, Trucky. This week will be a little bit different with the new content dropping, which we'll be diving into. We have one VOD review that someone has reached out to me ahead of time to book for Tuesday before the patch launch. So we will have the one VOD review that's already booked while we wait for our patch update. I don't know, I think just by using my pair of peepers and just playing with you, I've learned quite a bit. Walker sounds like a review opportunity. Anything and everything, guys. Right now, it's names on the list that help. So considered booked ahead of time. Looking forward to it, Jacob. Not this Tuesday. Remember, Tuesday we already have that spot booked, and then we're going to be diving into the hog rework. So Trucky, I've said this to several people. If you know that your schedule is a little bit tricky, but you want to try to get in a VOD review on a Tuesday or Thursday, reach out to me on Discord and be like, hey, Atlas, around this time I would be able for a VOD review. Does that work for you on this day? And then we'll find a time that works for both of us so you can be included. All I ask is you communicate. You communicate, a lot higher chance you'll be able to get it. Maybe Walker. That was okay. We'll see. Oh,
there we go. Now we are live. Hello, hello.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Hi.
All right. So how do we get this started? We start with introducing ourselves, I'd imagine.
Yes, I think it's a good idea.
Okay. So I am Six. I'm a top 500 tank player who loves playing Hog a lot. So that's me.
Hi, my name is Booger. I'm the silly guy that got GM first on Life Reaver, and before that, I was, before that, I was the Winston player. But now I'm kind of playing mostly support, but also very well versed in tank gameplay, obviously.
And I'm Alec, lead hero designer on Overwatch 2.
Nice.
Also
Sweet.
love playing Roadhog as well.
max volume.
Roadhog enjoyer.
Love Hog.
It's max
Sweet.
volume.
Nice. Okay. All right. So we should get this started. I guess I can start this off with the first question, right? So, tell us about the rework. What are some of the goals that you wanted to hit with this rework?
Yeah, I think overall, the rework started in a different place than where it ended up, right? So probably started some very early ideation back in February/March. So when we did some early playtesting and some things. And at that point in time, the original goals that we talked about on the team were, hey, more focus on helping allies, reduce the pains of the hook combo and the one shot and everything. So very these broad sort of things. Eventually, those shifted a little bit. We want to increase his ability to protect his team still, but we're recognizing we want to do that by claiming more space on the battlefield in particular, maintain his overall identity and play style, and then move some of his power around so it isn't so tied to the one shot, but it wasn't necessarily about reducing the pains as much. I think, you know, when we're talking about the Roadhog rework, like the context we're looking at is like last December, last January, when Roadhog was one of the more popular tanks in the game, and there's a lot of outcry there about his one shot in particular and his hook combo. If we look at it, we don't think it's necessarily something that had to like go away completely. It's just something that we can move some of the power around and make it a, and you'll see that with sort of the ability Pigpen that we're going to talk about today, where you can still do that. It's just a little bit different the way you may be achieving that. And even on live, you can still do it. It's just a bit more, a little bit more convoluted about the steps to achieve the hook one shot, the hook combo, as we like to call it.
Right on. Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't think a lot of the viewers were caught up to speed with the patch notes. So, do you want to go like in depth on what what got changed, and just pretty much talk about the rework, because I'm pretty sure the patch notes didn't get public, so not a whole lot of people are
there was
too
no
aware of it.
patch notes.
Yeah, those are gonna go live
whatsoever.
tomorrow, actually, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so let's do a general overview. So
Yeah.
your main three things here. We'll talk about the things that are changing, then we'll talk about the new thing last. But the first thing here is scrap gun. So that's becoming just your primary fire. So the right click is gone entirely. And now with that primary fire, it's this volley of shotgun projectiles that are now at the core of it. There's these 4 large projectiles. So what this effectively does, and it makes Roadhog a lot better at range in particular. It's not necessarily like he's not a sniping character by any means. He's not playing that sort of range, but this allows him to be much more effective at poking, things like that. These are these chunky, large projectiles in the middle of this volley that actually they'll each deal 15 damage there. So it's a shotgun blast, sort of with some of the old right click in the middle of it. One of the things we recognized throughout development here was there was just a lot of space that was being eaten away by both of these on left click and right click. And we thought by making some sort of combination fire that we have today, it actually allows Roadhog to play the same way as he did before in a lot of ways. He doesn't have necessarily the surprise damage burst that he had with his old right click, but he's much more effective, much more consistent with his damage, but with this new primary fire.
right on.
Then moving on after that, Take a Breather saw some big changes. So that's moving from the E actually to the right click. So it's one of the things we don't necessarily love doing a lot of changes in control scheme, but we found this is the rework. This is the time to do it if we're ever going to do it. And this is now a resource, so it operates similar to D.Va's defense matrix. So now you have this bar of resources you're able to use Take a Breather on. It takes 12 seconds to get the whole thing back to recharge, but if you actually use all of it, you're getting 450 health over 3 seconds, right? There's some tweaks there too. Damage reduction's down a little bit, but you can use this very flexible. There's a lot of flexibility here. You can use this whenever you want. You can pop it in for a second, take it off. You'll have a second cooldown before you can use it again. So this allows Roadhog to be very flexible with when he's tanking and how much of the ability he needs to use at one time in particular.
It's like Matrix.
It's probably the main way he's actually increasing his.
It's like self-sustained Matrix
overall. And then finally, his new ability, Pigpen. So Pigpen is a trap that Roadhog throws down onto the ground. It will sink into the ground just like one of Junkrat's traps, right? But when someone gets near it, it pops them up a little bit into the air, and then does some damage on the trigger. So it's damage. And then does a slow in an area. So there's a big area there. It's about almost 4-meter radius where that'll apply a slow and deal damage over time. It's 90 damage over 3 seconds, and it slows enemies up to.
So there's a little bit of CC. A little bit of CC.
So this is something you can destroy if you see it beforehand, like Junkrat's trap. But once it's active, it isn't able to be destroyed, and it's 3 seconds active there on the field with the slow applied. So this ability in particular was something that we added, so this allows Roadhog to take more space, and it also allows him to deal more damage with his hook ability, because you can actually drag people over the Pigpen, it'll deal damage there, then you're able to get the combo's a lot more effective. This is the way we think he's going to be able to just sometimes even protect allies, throw the trap down for them.
People walk into it anyway, Walker.
In an area that they may be more vulnerable in. So this one's been a lot of fun. It's actually one of the things that came a bit later into the rework experience that we were looking at. So So I think that those are the main things that are changing here.
Yeah. I want to ask, if you don't mind, Six, I'm going to ask about the Pigpen.
Go ahead.
We both had the same question, basically. So the question is, how will Pigpen interact with heroes that have movement abilities? For example, Genji Dash or Winston Leap. Will they be able to escape the trap? Or is it going to work like Grab, where they're stuck and they can't escape? They're forced to be in there.
Very good
They're
question.
just slowed, so they can still use their movement abilities. They're not mobility locked in that way. We tried some early versions that had mobility lock. I think it's one of the things we're not looking to add more hindered effects in the game at the moment.
Thank God.
We think this soft CC, if that burns the mobility from them, that's okay. But remember, they also get popped up initially. Roadhog has an opportunity then to hook them and things like that when they do trigger the trap. So. Yeah, but no, it does not hinder them.
Do they move towards the center? Like, is it like kind of like you throw the project out? It just slows them. That's
No,
it.
it just slows them for 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so this. How do you throw it? Is it like Junkrat? Does he like throw it far, or is it like he places it like right in front of himself? Like, what's the like the throwing range on that?
Yeah, it's similar to Junkrat in that sense.
Okay.
You can get we can throw it, look up, we'll get a little bit more range on it. There's
Okay.
iterations where we had you can throw it really far, but we didn't want necessarily when people get they hooked in. You can kind of throw it behind them, but there was some where Roadhog was like throwing it way behind them, and
Yeah, it's not BAP lamp where you can just
it didn't necessarily
frisbee it.
incentivize, the gameplay we're looking for. But Pigpen in particular went through a lot of iteration. I think one of the first ones we had here where we were messing around with was called Caltrops at one point in time. So imagine instead of one trap, there was a lot of mini little traps, say like 10 to 12 of them, all in an area. And they did similar things where it would deal some damage and slow, but there was a lot of cleanup going on from the enemy side, right? You just had to like get rid of all
like
these little
Hammond mines.
Caltrops. Yeah, exactly. I think it made a lot of sense, like to have like all these little scrap, scattered around the battlefield that Roadhog would put out. But it was just one of those things. I think it was right around we were iterating on this ability right around when Lifeweaver came out. There's just a lot of deployables and things like that that were being added to the game, and we just wanted to shrink it down to one entity in particular.
I have an additional question for the, it's a projectile, right? Can you eat it with Diva or deflect it?
Yes.
Both?
He's not sure.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he's not sure. You could instantly tell by his body language.
Pretty sure you can eat it. Yeah.
All right.
He's not sure.
I don't think you're able to eat Junkrat's trap, if I'm not mistaken, or deflect it.
That's why I'm asking. You can deflect or eat it, but maybe Roadhog,
He should have just said he's not sure at this time.
That interaction in particular.
I'm about to say don't say yes if you're not sure.
How do you
It's
expect
fine,
like players to use this trap? Like realistically, do you expect them to like put it away from the team, or like with Hog, or how do you expect players to use this?
So a lot of times, what we'll see, you can in tight chokes, it can be fairly effective. If you don't necessarily want to play it like directly in sight though. Kind of want to play it maybe into the corner of a choke, right? So when they people come around the corner, that's when they hit it. Also, if you are Roadhog, you can hook them in and then turn enemies into the trap, which can be quite effective. We've seen a lot of that type of gameplay. We can see it sometimes where you throw it near one of your supports perhaps and try to give them a little bit of area. But a lot of times, what we're seeing and what we find effective is place it in areas where Roadhog knows where it is. He can get the hook combo, turn into it, and also can be something that the enemies don't see coming, right? So it's something that is placed to the corner, something right around a corner where they'll walk into it a bit more.
Okay, right on. So when you guys were like,
one thing,
okay,
sorry, Six.
Go ahead.
So does the Pigpen, so it's kind of like Junkrat Trap. So do we assume that it has HP? And if it does have HP, how much HP does it have?
Yeah, it has HP. It's 100 HP.
Can you break it after it traps people, or
no?
Only before? Okay.
Only before. We had some iterations where you could break it after, but as we were looking at sort of like even the current game state, there's a lot of things you're shooting at right now at the moment that aren't necessarily enemies, and we didn't want to increase that even more by having something that
was good.
You can shoot it before, but then you always felt like you had to shoot it afterwards too. Just want to eliminate that.
Okay. Okay. So when you guys were working on the rework, there were like a lot of theories floating around that he was going to get like a shield or like some sort of ability, like Hog's gonna like be able to throw his hook and grapple. So what made you guys like settle on a trap ability?
Well, we tried a lot of things, right? I think even there with the hook in particular, there was a bunch of iterations. There was one iteration where you actually did hook someone in and then you just held them there for I think like a second and a half, but it didn't really fit Overwatch's fast-paced gameplay, right? I think there are other abilities we tried to put
Tina.
passives. That was something we really wanted to look at. That's where we first identified space, or it's like, oh, maybe he has this threatening aura, or maybe he can deal damage around him in some way, or maybe teammates are taking less damage because Roadhog is their bodyguard and he's nearby them, right? So we tried a ton of stuff, but really what turned the corner for us was, I think initially this rework was looking at getting away a little bit from Roadhog's identity. We were getting away from the combo, getting away from some of the way he played previously, but I think we all looked around like, this is the thing we love about Roadhog. This is the thing that I think people that play Roadhog a lot, this is the thing they love about Roadhog. So we didn't want to necessarily shoehorn Roadhog into, this broad goal of he must be a tank in Overwatch 2 terms and must play this way, right? He must have an ability that protects his team in this way. He must have this other thing, and then you get into like this build blocks area where it's like all the tanks could kind of feel the same, right? So Roadhog in particular, like how does he tank in our game, and how could we better equip him to do that and can play into his strengths a little bit? So actually, after trying a ton of stuff, we did something really simple. We put a slow on the melee at one point in time, and we're like, okay, we kind of like how the slow plays a little bit with the rest of his kit. We kind of like and then we went to the caltrap, so we had a pig pen, and it's sort of this thing. But we went really really wide early on. I think we did even. I think there's a lot of theories about like a butt slam and things like that. But we actually did something where Roadhog was like jumping into the air and slamming down.
No way.
It just
You
felt a
should have
little.
kept it.
It felt a little odd overall to like how he was playing and
Huh.
had like complexity to his kit, and we just wanted to look at okay, how do people want to play Roadhog, and then how can we just make that even a better experience? How can we make that tanking as Roadhog in Overwatch 2 more flexible than it was?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, when I first heard about like Roadhog was getting a rework, I won't lie, I got a little nervous. But as time went on and I learned more about it, I
Or
was
ball
like,
slam.
yeah, no, I mean, keeping his core identity, keeping the gameplay, all sounds great, and I think you guys actually pulled it off. So, props to you guys. Okay, so my next question would be like, if I'm like a soldier 76, right, and I walk into Pigpen, how do I know that it got activated? How do I know I'm like in trouble?
Yeah,
Like, what's
so
the player feedback?
a lot of that's going to be sound and visual cues, right? So there are unique sounds that play like on the trigger and on the slow. The slow itself is this area that's actually being electrified. So it's kind of like these.
That's
The
cool.
fantasy is that there's these like sort of if you ever go to maybe a LAN or something and you see a bunch of wires or
Electric fence.
just like kind of in a bad power strip, right? It's kind of like these frayed wires everywhere that have these electrical
Live
current
wires.
going.
Yeah, live wires.
And so the trap will play, and then you'll see actually on your screen the generalized slow effects too. You'll see that VFX on your 1P, and you also see the damage coming from the bottom. So we did some things to just make sure that the sound and the VFX are sort of giving you that information. The trap also is sunken beforehand, but then when it triggers, it raises up and releases these wires, and then so the area actually expands. There's this kind of big trigger moment that happens.
You have to think of
But the
visual
VFX
clutter
team
though,
did a
Walker.
great job in modeling
I don't want to add
to
visual
create
clutter
that.
to the game. A scrap storm would be a lot of visual clutter.
Right on, right on. Or you have a question?
No. I'm pretty sure you have another question unless you asked about Pigpen, and then afterwards, I think we should go back into the core gameplay of Roadhog. Do you have any more questions for Pigpen?
Cast
Let me
time.
see. Oh, right. So does Pigpen's cooldown, does it start ticking like when the ability is placed, or does like the cooldown start after it gets like triggered or destroyed?
That's a really good
So
question.
right after you throw it, the cooldown starts. That's a 12-second cooldown.
Oh.
So you can have one out and have one ready to go.
That's so good.
Wow. Okay. That's big.
Does it trap? It traps multiple people, right, or one?
Anyone in the area. So
Okay.
the trigger radius is smaller than the actual damage radius. So the trigger radius is going to be 2 meters, but then once it expands, once the trap's been triggered, it's going to be 3 meters at that point. So anyone who's in it is getting slowed and damaged. If you're in the trigger radius when it first pops up, you'll take the initial 60 there too.
All right. I do want to ask a few questions outside of Pigpen, just more about Roadhog. For example, if people are going to ask, is he still going to be able to pull off his, hook one shot, hook melee one shot, or whatever? Is that still going to be a threat? Are people going to be worried about it, or is it, or are you going to have to play around Pigpen a little bit more to actually pull off consistent one shots?
You'll still be able to do it in the way you were doing previously, where you kind of, you have to shoot, walk forward, and things like that in that melee. But what you'll be able to do with Pigpen in particular, it would just make that a lot easier. You'll be able to just hook and shoot, depending on how much HP the character may have, and if you get the headshot right. So you'll kind of have these moments where hooking through a Pigpen feels like the old combo, in terms of the ease of use there.
All right. Wait. Just one more, and then your turn. I think a lot of Roadhog players are probably afraid that you might push them away, because every time every time the dev team announces a rework, a lot of people, are really against it. So I was wondering, are you worried yourself that you might push away a lot of old school Roadhog players by changing his core playstyle? And do you think you've changed his core playstyle, or do you think you've managed to maintain it pretty well?
Well, overall, I'd say not worried about that in particular. I think there are some things, that we recognize that, not everything, there's some things that got lost, right? I think you lost a little bit of the nuance of the right click in particular, and that spacing element that we had previously in Roadhog's kit, where you try to get the right click to explode right where they are and get all that burst of damage. But overall, I think Roadhog is still playing fairly similar in the sense of, he is a tank that wants to maybe, go on his own a little bit, is a tank that can protect himself, is a tank that can achieve kills and secure those kills more easily than some other tanks might. So overall, if you like that sort of that part about Roadhog, that's still intact.
I think Boger's going to ask for Winston buff.
Overall.
Because keep in mind, Boger plays Winston. He's not happy about this at all.
How does the rework primary fire feel mid fight?
He's not happy.
So
Boger's not happy at all.
25 pellets to 16 pellets with 4 larger shrapnel. So how does that feel mid team fight when you're not using Pigpen and you're not using your hook?
It's chunky. I think it's quite chunky. I think Roadhog will still be dealing a lot of damage. It's one of those things where some of the things we were kind of worried about at one point. So actually, the
Boger's pissed
in the critical hit multiplier now. So that's what goes from 2 to 1.5 on the primary fire in particular. Roadhog was dealing a lot of damage overall. So this one feels good though. I think you'll see mid fight. You don't.
He's still a tank player. He's still a Winton.
Primary, depends on the range.
He's pissed.
Once you're starting to poke, or you're starting to, even do things like try to take out a turret and stuff like that, it feels a lot more consistent, a lot more reliable.
Okay, so it's kind of like mixing between the old primary fire and the secondary fire, pretty much. Right on.
Yeah, that was. We kind of came in one day and we're like, okay, there's not enough design space. We were doing a bunch of things. We were layering things on top of Roadhog, like I said, like passives and things like that. Whereas something had to give, and I think the opportunity was there to really look at the primary and secondary fire and feel like if we could marry them in a way that achieved Roadhog's identity still and kept that all intact. I think that was our goal, and I think overall there, as I said, you lose a little bit of the spacing gameplay he had previously, but you still have that with the hook and the Pigpen and everything.
Speaking of the, primary fire, are his shots now hit scan projectile, a mix of both, or just, hit scan or just projectile?
Projectiles.
Or projectiles, like before. It's just basically the two, mouse 1, mouse 2 combined.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So how does the rework primary fire feel during the hook combo, with and without Pigpen?
Sorry, how does the primary fire feel with the hook, but with and without Pigpen?
Yes.
The question, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. It feels pretty great. I think you still hook a tracer in and shoot the tracer, you're going to be doing quite well there, right? With Pigpen though, it feels like you can actually get the combo off fairly reliably.
So what? You throw the pig pen under your feet, you hook them, and then you
Sometimes,
shoot them. And then
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, they might be able to see that, right? I mean, it is it's like a gray slash metallic silver dome that they could shoot. So they do see it in the open like that. So a lot of times, like I said, Roadhog will be kind of guarding a choke or something, or at least like strafing between a choke, right? And then Pigman will be maybe to his right there, right around the corner, and try to hook in, turn, and then fire, and they'll secure the kill.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. We see that. We've seen a lot of that in our playtests. I think even some of the playtests we did with y'all, we saw that was some of the ways you were using Pigpen as well.
Right on. Okay, so was like Roadhog's secondary fire like always the main thing on like the chopping block?
I don't think it started there. I think initially we were actually on board with complicating Roadhog a bit more. I think we looked at his kit overall. We felt there was room for complexity in the old kit, and we could take some of that. So passives were really the first thing we looked at. Layering something on top of him, whether that be a passive that did damage reduction for his allies, whether that be something where maybe we were looking at passive similar to Malga's passive, where he could kind of keep himself up a little bit more. There was one
That would have been so broken.
where we wanted Roadhog to be like scary when he was low health because we were playing this whole ferocity element of him.
That'd be
being
sick.
This big
Lower your
threatening
health, the more
presence.
damage you
It's like,
do.
okay, Roadhog's low health. He has more attack speed, right? There was one we played with. It was like a
That'd be
Vendetta
sick.
slash
I hope they do
Revenge
that
angle where
for a
before your
DPS.
teammates died, Roadhog could see where that killer was, like on the enemy team, and he could like go hunt them down. And so it's like Roadhog was like, "I'm gonna get you, right? Like I'm gonna come and hook you." Roadhog with walls is really scary, by the way.
Wow.
wasn't
That's
that idea.
That's a really good idea too. Not for Hog. Not for Hog.
It was fun. It was fun.
That's a Dead by Daylight patch.
So we started in that space of, well, there's room here for complexity, and I think as the game continues to mature and continues to evolve, naturally some things might get it's slightly more complex. But I think it really came down to let's break down some of the elements here. How much use and effectiveness are they getting within the kit itself in terms of the overall design space for what our goals are here? And at that point, we were like, okay, we wanted something, a new ability, a button that you actually press. And we had to look at primary fires, secondary fires, sort of things that weren't by themselves individually taking up as much, being as effective as we want them design-wise, but in their combination they were. So we tried to marry them in that way.
So
Okay.
okay, but you about Roadhog, for example, he's pretty unique in the sense that he's very solo oriented, right?
Mhm.
Every time people play him, they flank around. So with
Yeah.
this rework, was your plan to make him more team oriented in a way, or to keep him in the same niche where he can still flank around, still get the kills, and not really care about the team? Because when you play with the team with Roadhog, you might suffer a lot. You usually want to flank, you want to get some kills, make some opportunities for your team. So, what's the main thought process behind this?
Yeah, we started in a place where we wanted to bring Roadhog more in line with the team, or encourage his allies to play more with him, or something, right? And that was like a lot of these like AOE effect passive things were coming into play. And we looked at Take a Breather, and that was sort of the ability we wanted to first look at to, okay, this is the ability that's going to be able to help your team more, right?
Cool idea,
It
Walker.
just kind of made sense. It was the healing ability. It's something we felt there was more space on. So one of the first things we did, it was like our third playtest maybe last spring, was we did bonus received healing on Take a Breather. And that, we're like, oh, we just like this, Roadhog suffering, we just brought that in. So we brought that into live, and it made him slightly more effective.
Yeah,
just slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It wasn't necessarily doing everything we wanted to. Definitely just made him, he was able to stay alive, but wasn't necessarily helping his team more. And then we tried some things where it would block healing for enemies, but it was really confusing on when to use it, things like that, and visually not very clear. And then we actually, for a long time, we had healing allies in an AoE. So we had multiple playtests with this because we were really trying to determine its effectiveness. It was one of those things where we would have Roadhog players of fairly similar skill, and they might get similar healing at the end of the match, but one of them would have 60% of their healing was to allies, and the other one had 10%. It was just such a big difference in how people look at it. And we did even more playtests with external users as well, and it was just never front of mind. It was something that was like, oh, this could be nice, you know. It was never at the front of a Roadhog player's mind to use it that way. And if it wasn't at if it wasn't already there, it was actually something that was really scary because we knew that AOE healing is just going to be something that's going to, with the right meta, is going to sort of take over. It's going to make things feel like they're already not dying.
Yeah,
on
too
live
much,
at
too
some
many
point,
healing
there already
sources.
is this great level of sustain, and bringing in another hero that could do that, that wasn't something we wanted to go down.
That would've been
go
really
down
rough.
with. So we had that for a while. I think we showed it to a bunch of creators as well. And just at the end of the day, we had some playtests where it's like, no one's actually taking advantage of this, and it has a vigorous factor. So that's when we pivoted Take a Breather to be something that was a lot more flexible of what we have now. So Roadhog can still do everything he wants to do, still flank in the way he wants to flank. But if he wants to protect his team by utilizing Take a Breather and like taking damage and be able to get back up and heal that damage and have that damage resistance, he has a lot more time to do that. He can be a lot more flexible in that. So it's not necessarily like Roadhog has this new ability that immediately makes him play with his teammates more. It's just he's a lot more flexible in how he can protect his teammates if he chooses to do so, right?
Okay. I think one of the questions I want to ask was about, I guess, sort of like Take a Breather. So Roadhog is like sort of similar to like Mauga, where like especially when it comes to their counters, Ana will counter Mauga and Hog. So with her biotic grenade, she can just anti them, deny their self heals. Are there any plans to reduce like anti-nade's effectiveness against tanks?
We've talked about it. We've talked about it quite a bit on the team. One of the things we'll see if season 8 launch. We'll see if the Roadhog rework that comes out tomorrow as well, and sort of add as effectiveness there. One of the things we did recently was actually supposed to be coupled with the Roadhog rework and Malga's release, leading up to Malga's release, was the Zen changes, right? The Zen changes in particular, we made those because we knew we were having back-to-back a Roadhog rework and a Malga launch, where it's like these big body tanks, can we at least give them some way of protecting themselves a bit better, While, I think a lot of tanks have a hard time dealing with Zen. At least they have, a barrier or something that can get in the way there, where these two, they had to just run away. And by the time they ran away, they come back, and it's like, well, the orb's back there. It's back on me. So the Zen changes came in. That was something we wanted to look at and address and see how that felt. I think we'll take a look at both of them against Ana in particular and see if we need to make further changes there. But one thing with this Take a Breather compared to the previous iteration of it is that it doesn't kill the entire ability. It lasts the time for the duration, right? But you can
It
just
doesn't kill the ability.
right? You can
I like that.
use a little bit. Ana nades you. You still have your whole. You might still have your whole resource available, right? You might only use half a second on it, then you still have the resource meter there. So when her effect wears off,
Nade checks you. It does not checkmate you.
CC'd or something like that. It's not
That's the difference.
itself and going the whole thing on cooldown, right?
Yeah, I gotta say that's one of the things that was like kind of annoying about old Take a Breather. I remember so many times back in Overwatch 1 when Brig got released, I was like low HP, she's just flailing me, and then I just can't use my breather because I just know I'm gonna get stunned out of it, and then I'm just gonna die. So it just being on like a resource just really helps with that. So I imagine it's also really good.
Like I said, it's like Matrix. It's like D.Va's Matrix, but it's self-sustained, so you can use it, be like, oh, I'm chilling, and a meter, and then you're able to use it again, so you're not locked into the full duration.
With anti-nade and sleep, and none of the counters that Roadhog has are really getting changed much, or like he doesn't get anything that helps him against them, right? So are you worried that maybe even after the Roadhog rework, he's still going to be underwhelming and he's still going to suffer from the same counters that he did before, and it won't allow him to do anything like before.
I think those counters are, yeah, they might still be present, but they're softer. You know, as we just talked about with Take a Breather in
Yeah.
particular, like not canceling the whole ability. You know, so you know, you say you're playing against a character like Arisa, she's a spear against you. It's not necessarily going to kill your cooldown in that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Trucky, I
think
disagree
while
strongly.
those might still be present, they're definitely softer. And when we're looking at doing reworks, I think as we showed with the Summer rework in particular, it's about creating these building blocks for the hero overall, right? It's about having these abilities that are present that we know we can inject some power into, but we know these are the right elements of the hero that can actually allow them to perform the gameplay that we want them to perform and be effective, right? So Sunburn, we looked at, hey, the ult wasn't performing, and we're still looking at the ult, right? If there's an element here with Roadhog's new kit that you're not getting a lot of value out of, I think there's an opportunity there. There's numbers, it's a lot of knobs we can tune there to buff if we need to.
Have you thought about, for example, Ana, or not Ana, just anti-nade in general, anti-heal in general, not being 100%, but being like 70%? So tanks can still heal themselves, or maybe
Oh,
just for tanks,
interesting.
in general. So, for example, if a tank gets antied, maybe it's 70% instead of 100. I know it's not exactly about Roadhog, but we started speaking about it. I was wondering.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we talk about.
Yes,
It's really
true.
about clarity, right? And how we message things in the game, whether it be through the UI and everything. So we would look at it, but be a big step, a big change. I think you still see people trying to heal through it sometimes anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that there are some things we could look at there. I think duration would be the first thing we'd look at though, in particular for
Alright.
tanks.
All right.
All
Do you have
right.
any questions, Six?
I have a couple more. So
Mm-hmm.
Boger
Diva's,
seems
Diva's top
angry.
refill is about 6 seconds, right? And Hog is 12 seconds. 12 seconds is a pretty long time, and it's going to lead to like a lot of downtime for breather. Could we ever see like a shift in more take a breather uptime? But adjusting the numbers, maybe you can nerf the heals and upping the damage reduction above 30%. Anything like that?
Yeah, there are knobs here. I think this version in particular, we're trying to be in a place where Roadhog doesn't necessarily feel unkillable, right? I think once you get up to say 50% and maybe 10 seconds, you feel like this thing that's always present, and you don't feel like you just shoot Roadhog. You're like, what do I do about this, right? So we'll continue to look how he performs, look at his healing output and what compared to live and where that ends up. And if things need to go up a little bit, I think there's certainly room there with what we're launching. Yeah. But I think when we think about overall healing and damage reduction in particular, it's something we need to be a little careful about on first launch. Even though overall we want our heroes, our reworks to be on the safe side of strong, that's an element that we might be a little bit more conservative with.
Right on. I do think that the it going to a resource and being a 1 second cooldown is like a huge buff. But I do think giving it more heals will just kind of like enforce Ana versus Hog even more than it is, currently like now, which I didn't think it was possible. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think focusing more on heals with the ability will just kind of like enforce the enemy team to get, want to pick something that can deny the heals. So that was like my only concern about the take a breather.
My concern is, what if he's just unkillable now with the new take a breather? I don't know. Obviously, a lot of people are probably gonna be worried about it. We're gonna see tomorrow, of course, but
It's
it is
still
at the back of
interruptible.
my mind, the back of my head, thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing we learned recently is even like with Malga, right? Malga's coming in season 8. We are tuning up some of his survivability numbers too, coming into the game because we did get a great look at that the preview weekend and how people were performing and sort of where he was in the cast. I think Roadhog will be doing the same sort of evaluation, like starting tomorrow. Like how are people actually performing with the hero? Are they able to keep themselves alive? Doesn't his survivability need to go up a little bit?
Okay. I think the last question that I have written down is about the primary fire. So there's less pellets overall, right? 16 pellets and then 4 large shrapnels. Has the spread changed at all since there is less pellets?
It's like a tiny bit, but overall the same space it covers is relatively the same. It's still quite a bit. I think what you'll notice the most is sort of the spread on the
Mhm.
four core in the middle there. It's relatively pretty tight, even at range. So it's not something that spreads out very quickly. Those four large shots, so you actually be able to hit things at a relatively mid to medium to like let's just say medium range usually.
Okay, I see.
Is he gonna be available right away in comp tomorrow?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
So,
Ah.
so with our reworks in particular, we do just want those to go in immediately. I think when we're looking at keeping heroes out of comp, it's really about giving players time with the battle pass and everything to have the opportunity to acquire that hero. I think
Boger
battle pass,
wants so
we already
hard or
got
so
some
bad to
updates.
say
We
that's a
already
mistake.
got the previews, or we probably even feel comfortable about releasing Malga earlier in comp, but it's really about giving players the time to get to the level they need to on the battle pass and unlock the hero, and then feel like they go into comp and have the opportunity to play the hero. And if you go into comp and don't have the hero, that can feel really bad, right?
I don't agree either.
Okay. Just people are asking questions which are important.
Yeah.
Is the hog range of his primary the same, and is his ammo the same?
It's still 6. Yes.
It's still 6, but is the range because right click and left click? I think they have a different range. I'm not sure. I think so. How is it, or does each right click and left click maintain their own respective ranges now that they're combined? Do you understand what I mean?
I believe all the projectiles go the same range.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. What about fall off?
No projectile, so no fall off.
Oh, there's no fall off. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right.
Oh wait, I thought I had projectiles the whole time. I swear, I remember back in Overwatch 1 they released, or there was like some sort of bug fix where they like fixed the projectile like fall off damage. I didn't know it had no fall off.
Projectiles don't have fall off. No. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Six?
I don't have any more questions. I'm kind of just like looking at chat at this point because all the questions I had written down, were kind
Got a little bit of
of
time.
used up. Yeah. So I'm just looking at chat right now, seeing if there's like any questions. Boger, I'm sure we could just pull up questions from our chat at this point.
Yeah. Orisa has fall off now on the projectile.
Yes. Orisa
Yeah.
does.
So, okay. Are there any changes to the Roadhog ult?
No changes to the ult.
Okay.
No, I mean you can throw Pigpen during it now if you want, right?
Yeah.
But no big changes there to the ult.
How does Pigpen and ult work together? Do they travel slower when they're getting booed by by the ult, or this is not affected at all? So you place Pigpen, then you ult, and you shoot. Do they like travel slower?
It's not really something you'd be kind of like using as a combo in any way.
Yeah,
No.
just a one-shot combo. That was what
Yeah.
I was wondering. All right.
If anything, it'd be they get hit up a little bit into the air when the first trigger goes off. You can hook, and then you can go into ult a bit more effectively. Yeah.
Does the trap like Pigpen, does it change with the skin, or is that just like it's like Junkrat's trap? I think Junkrat's trap is kind of like it's just always one look. Does it change with the skin or no?
That's something we'll be looking at. I think at least what's important to us is that the enemy read stays pretty similar.
About to say that was a kind of a
So
useless
you'll
question.
still be seeing
Sorry, I don't mean
the
mean, but like that was.
metallic read, but maybe for Roadhog, he might see something different, right? His allies and enemies will probably see some.
Yo,
similar
Noisy with the
things, but
resub,
Roadhog
9
might see
months.
something that does get some
Nah.
insight that
Good luck with the
plays into
Navy.
whatever
Noisy, do what you
theme
gotta do.
the new skin might
Appreciate
be,
you.
messing around with.
All right.
But at the moment, it's just the same across. But any new skins, we'll take a look at that.
Okay.
I have a question for slows. For May slow plus Pigpen slow, does it stack? Or
Walker.
How does it work? And that's gonna be my last question. Then Six can ask whatever he wants.
They should stack, I believe.
So they stack. So it's like 40
but there's
and 80%.
probably an upper limit on it.
Okay, there's
well.
a cap. All right.
Yeah.
I think 50% should be the max slow
I
cap.
totally missed the question that you guys were asking, and it kind of sounds similar to this question that I'm about to ask. So,
We asked if slow stack.
oh, okay, that was the exact question that I just read. So good thing I got confirmation there. Okay, so it.
Well, one thing we
okay.
saw people do in protest actually was
Mannequin challenge.
they put the pig pen like in the Junkrat trap. So
Oh yeah.
it's like this AOE that you're taking damage and you're also trapped. I don't know how effective that actually is.
I don't think it's effective. I'll be honest.
But I
That
don't
sounds
think
funny.
so either.
Can
It
you
looks
one
cool.
shot that way? No, it doesn't do enough damage.
Not enough
100 from
damage.
trap, and then okay, yeah,
Yeah.
funny. Can you hide Junkrat trap with Pigpen and vice versa? Like, is the like I know it's a weird question, but for example, because trap has a model on the ground, and then Pigpen if you place in the trap, can you hide the Pigpen in the?
Oh my god, Becky, look at that Chex Mix. It looks so crunchy and tasty.
Mix up your snack. Chex Mix.
Right. So, but I don't think it's the most effective place to put them because usually those are fairly out of the way, right?
Yeah. It was just a silly question. Anyways, OU6.
All right, I see some people asking like the trap arming speed, like when you set it,
Yeah.
like how long does it take to deploy? Is it instantly or?
I think it's 1.5 seconds. It's one of those.
4.5? What?
I believe so. Taking a look at, but it's one of those things where we had it very quick early, and what happens is you end up just throwing it at people's feet in combat.
1.5.
Right?
Okay.
And it's not necessarily what we want from the gameplay.
What?
We want it to be this sort of thing you're setting up. You can still, though, say you're chasing someone, you can possibly throw it behind them, or someone's going to come around a corner, you can kind of throw it there, and you can anticipate a little bit. But we initially had it like I think much less, and it was just people were just using it mid combat, just throwing it at the ground and then just shooting. It's not really a trap at that point, right?
Okay, so you can't really like if you're about to die, you can't just like throw the trap and just like die, or can the trap still be activated after you die as Hog?
It can be activated after you die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it will stay.
Okay. I am just still looking at questions right now.
I think that's
oh,
it.
right. How easy is it to break? You did mention Junkrat Trap had 100 HP.
No more Anch.
Is it still 100 HP?
Yeah.
It's 100 HP, so
Okay,
it's not too difficult. 2 shots for a lot of the cast.
Oh, okay, I have a good one. I know I said last one, but it's a really good one. Does Pigpen still get activated when Fortified Orisa walks over it, or does it break like Junkrat Trap?
Ah.
I believe it should have the same behavior.
So does it break without activating, or does it activate? Like, because it's Junkrat Trap doesn't have AoE damage or anything, just traps.
Yeah, I know we were looking at this the other day with Zarya, because Zarya won't activate the trap if there's a bubbled characters don't activate the trap, right?
Yeah.
I'll double check on the Orisa one.
All right.
During your whole Hog, are you able to throw down the trap? Like you're able to use take? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna give my judgment at the end here.
I'm all out of questions, so I'm just reading from chats.
I think I'm also out of questions. I think we asked most of the important questions.
Yeah.
And I think the rest we're gonna see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be any gameplay shown before tomorrow?
I hope so. Well, at least I know like we'll be following everyone. Tomorrow, be watching your streams and seeing what you do with Roadhog. I think it's been a long time. Coming where Roadhog hasn't been in the spotlight for quite a while. So we're excited to finally give him the tools he needs to be effective again.
I'm excited for every game to be Roadhog.
It's like this 2-week period of Roadhog, and then there'll be, I'm sure, a lot of Malga games once season 8 launches as well.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. Roadhog reworking to Malga, that'll be fun.
I wonder how those two are going to interact with each other. Like
it can be they're very deadly when they're up close to each other. I think Malga can.
Orisa doesn't need to be nerfed right now, Walker. I'll explain why in a second.
Roadhog being able to displace Malga is kind of the thing that's really good there too. Like if Malga's cut off from his team, he sometimes needs some of that healing, right?
Yeah, I also think take a breather being a resource is just objectively better than like cardiac overdrive. Like I think it might just give Hog the better edge in the matchup generally. I mean, obviously it depends on the whole team comps, the whole maps. There's a lot of variables, but with it being a resource and a 1 second cooldown, I could see it being more suitable for Hog. But I guess we'll find out when the
We'll find out
Malga
soon enough.
releases.
Yeah, I
Yes?
think with cardiac overdrive, it'll be interesting to see once the comps start building around that. You know, a lot of times what we've seen so far is like players using it from themselves, which is great. But once we have comps that are built around that window of time, that's when we'll really see the power of that ability in particular. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Well,
Thank you so much,
yeah.
Alex.
Thank you for all the questions.
I'm really excited about it. It's been
Yeah.
really fun.
Thank you for all the feedback during the process, and
Yeah.
we'll be looking for more feedback. Obviously, when this goes live tomorrow,
Yeah.
and seeing how Roadhog does.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I'm
Sweet.
excited to see
Cool.
how he does as well.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
Have
much.
a nice day.
Yeah. Cheers,
Appreciate
y'all.
it, man.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Six.
Later, man.
Okay.
All right.
So
All right, chat. All right. What are we thinking?
all right. So couple of things that we need to go over really quick. Okay. So I'm gonna post this in the Discord so you guys can see it as well. Open in browser, and we're gonna go over it together. Okay. So real quick. I took a screenshot while they were doing their stream stuff. So couple things. Number one, the primary being two. So how do I put this? Okay. Number one, let me just start by saying this. The rework is good. The rework is good. I disagree with the people that are saying it's bad, or it's like it's not enough, or we waited 3 months for this, or it's lame. I disagree completely. So there is a big difference between a rework versus releasing a whole new hero. If they changed Hog to the point where he felt like a completely different hero, that sucks, because it means that we have a hero that's already on the roster. It is now a completely different hero, and all that stuff that made Hog is gone. I would rather have them just add another hero to the roster instead of just, taking a new hero that they could have released, taking all of the abilities and just sticking it on Hog and then replacing it. And then one of two things are going to happen. Either we miss out on a hero completely and they scrap it and it gets, sent to the graveyard, or they'll just take Hog's current kit and it'll pop up again somewhere else, because Blizzard doesn't like to waste resources. So it would just pop up somewhere else. So this, I think, is really nice. First things first, Scrap Gun. This is really interesting because we have characters that are able to exist and have multiple effective ranges. Meaning they're able to do close range, mid range, long range, 2 of the 3, and kind of go in between the two. Torb is a really good example. Torb with his left click is able to focus and be the most persistently accurate at that mid range, not really long range. You can spam obviously, but mid range. And the shotguns are able to be like mid to close range, but you can alternate between left and right click. Hog was like that as well. Now, with one input, you are able to shoot and adapt into 2 effective ranges. This is the first time we're seeing this, where it's a deliberate, clear-cut line of you can exist here and here at the same time. So that's very, very big. Number 2, we look at Take a Breather. The first thing I thought of was Diva Matrix. Imagine a Diva Matrix where once you hit the button, it is just up, active for the entire duration, and then it goes away and it's a long cooldown. That would objectively make Matrix a lot worse, because it's once you do it, you're all in and you're committed. This is a really nice quality of life change that is now focusing, but it's not like Bastion Repair, because Bastion Repair is like the kindergarten version of this, and this is like the collegiate level. Because Bastion Repair is like, okay, you heal yourself, but that's it. It's the most basic version of it. The reason I say this is more like Diva Matrix is because the same way that we talk about how tanks have either mitigation tools or they have self-sustain tools. This is an example of a self-sustain matrix, essentially. This does more than just heal, exactly. Bastion Repair was just self-heal. The reason that this is better It's both damage reduction and heal. So yes, when we talk about tanks having one of two options of either mitigation or self-sustain, this is a self-sustain matrix essentially, where Diva's matrix is obviously a mitigation tool that kind of has like an on and off switch based on like a, well, not even metaphor, it is literally a meter. So that's why this is more similar to that. The option to toggle, I think that will be kind of a must, to where if you let go of the button, it should stop using it. And if you push the button, it starts using it again. I think that's going to be a must. I think having to double tap it to cancel is going to feel really clunk and awkward. Something similar to that, I guess, Genji deflect. I personally like it to where if I'm holding on the button, I'm deflecting, and if I let go, it stops deflecting. I think that feels way smoother. Also, that Lucio command, where if you're holding down the button, you're on speed, and if you let go, you're on heal. So if you get stunned or like shattered, you auto go back to the heal because you've released the button. That's a little Lucio tech that a lot of people don't consider. Like if you get stunned out of your speed, it just defaults to healing, which, you know, speeding people that are on the ground, not really helpful. Healing people on the ground can actually have some value. So little things like that. The no longer amplifies healing received upon ending. We talked about that being a change. That's now gone. And then the damage reduction decreased from 50% to 30%. I think this is a good number. If they do tweak it, I don't see them dropping it below 25 personally. I think 30% is fine. I think this is probably the most significant change to Hog. It's take a breather. It's not a scrap gun. It's not the new pig pen. It's take a breather. This alone helps Hog a lot. It doesn't break him, but it helps him a lot. Now, pig pen, I think this is a better, probably more min-max version of Ramatra Snare. That's what it feels like. And I'm okay with it because it's a tank character. We're going to have to see how it interacts. But for now, I'm okay with it, specifically because it's a tank character. If it was just a heal, couldn't do that. You're not the first person to tell me that. They couldn't keep the MP unless they give it to you when you meter ran out, but even then it'd still be abusable. I'm happy with this change. I'm looking forward to how much more happens from it, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I just realized the dono goal is still up. That's really weird. Sorry about that. Anywho, I like where this is at. I actually do like this. This gives me hope. I'm excited to use Hog tomorrow. I really am. I really am. Cool. All right, future me, full reaction / breakdown of the Hog rework on Six's channel for YouTube. Hopefully we're able to get the content up in a full video. But yeah, future me. But yeah, I'm liking it quite a bit. I'm curious as to what y'all think about it. Chat, give me like 4 minutes because I do need to change out my contacts. My eyes are bugging out right now. Let me, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get into some games, and then we'll talk about stuff. But give me like 4 seconds. Gino, you're in charge. Well, I'm able to see. Gino said shh. Wait, what? Why did Gino say shh? Alright, whoa. That's always a super weird feeling. It was quiet time? Okay. I still very much think it'll be weird shooting both of these at the same time. I think that's gonna be very strange. Especially since the left click I think it's gonna feel weird. Try to click. Well, the good news is that it probably won't be as punishing. All right, we'll do one quick play game to make sure that I'm not throwing, and then we'll kind of go from there. But sit right click to hook. I'm probably gonna keep everything the exact same way, and then just have my peg pin on right click. To be honest with you, hook will still be on my shift for me. My E will still be on my mouse. My melee will still be on my mouse forward. And then pigpen will only be the right click thing. Yeah, well, Vane, we talked about the idea that this is the first time where a character is able to, with one input, be in 2 effective ranges. That hasn't happened before. Where it's a deliberate, clear, yes, you are able to exist and shoot and pressure in 2 effective ranges at once. We have characters that can show they can switch. Even Mauga can switch. You know, left click, right click versus both. But you're directly in 2. It's definitely, yeah, Walker. That's basically what it is. It's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Yeah, but my E has always been my reload. My mouse button is beam. Stickies is right click. I think most Doom players from Overwatch 1 switch the slam and the power block from shift and E. Okay. That's fine. Gino. Yeah, same Walker. Well, VAP's down. We should have a stronger push here. Let's see what we can do. Well, I'm gonna go this way because I'm getting really sick of my team just trying to brawl into that, even though they have a significantly better brawl. So I'm gonna do this. That's crazy. I think playing DDR Overwatch would be the most impossible thing ever. Actually, let's go this way. Bruh. Dang, bro. Okay. Next round, we're fine. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. Oh my gosh. This is what I get for taking a couple of days off, chat. If when I get dusty, I get rusty. It's all good though. We're gonna be fine. That's my own fault. I needed to finish that kill way more aggressively. Ooh-ah. Alright, Shraki. Probably Walker. That's the idea. Genji low. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Whoa! What? Thank you, Froggy. annoyed the shit out of me. Alright, they got the cap there. Good turn. Nice reaction by the soldier. Still super winnable. I'm dying way too much. I need to chill. I keep trying to go for these like big aggro plays and expecting follow-up, and I can't do that. Very winnable. Okay. We're getting it now. We're being way more patient and deliberate. I like it. We're fine. If this next round goes as well as I think it should, then we're going to be in a good spot. And we can go for that 5th quick win. Yeah, but today is going to have to be a pretty damn good push in order for us to be ready for the switches over to the hog rework. What we are going to be doing is you could kind of hear it in Boger's voice about the whole hog being immediately available in comp. I don't think that's a good idea, because the devs' response to that was, you know, we don't want to remove someone if, you know, if it feels like, hey, I want to be able to use hog here and you can't use hog here. Well, here's the thing. Hog is different now. So there are people that maybe log in tomorrow and they have no, why is hog different? What do they do? They're living under a rock. And now they're going to be testing him out for the first time in the middle of a comp game. Nice punish. We got both the supports though. Nice follow up with my Ana. We should have that first win, easy peasy. If I can save my... Could not. We might still be able to win this though. Their Genji is not terrible. Yeah, we lose that fight unfortunately. It's all good though. That's coming up. Going for it. Aha, bitches. 15 health and dream. Aha. Alright, the dust is coming off. Nipple my nipple. We did it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're fine. Alright, we brought it back. We brought it back. Oh, that was kind of stressful. Not gonna lie. Hey. We did it though. We did it though. Alright, we feel like we're in a good spot. Let's get this quick little W on in comp. Clear the card. And we should be good to go. Let's see what we can do. Got him. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay, Lijiang Tower. Let's see what we got. What we got to see. Okay. That was kind of beautiful. Damn, that actually scared me a little bit. I'm fine, I'm fine. I was like, there's no way. Solid though. I'm not mad at it. Okay, super doable. Super winnable though. Okay. Not gonna lie, our team is kind of cracked. Like we're like hard team dipping them right now. I need to keep up. Right, Sami, good to see you. I told everybody that we have a special reserve VOD for tomorrow, and no one else is allowed to have a VOD. No one else. Tommy, speaking of princesses, if you saw the link for Medify, you have 3 minutes of your day to help a brother out. I'd really appreciate it. All it is, it's a coaching site that I gain credibility and the ability to get paid through people vouching for me and my coaching. So if you have 3 minutes to just click the link that I posted in the announcement on Discord, because I know you received coaching from me, just to be like, hey, yeah, this is awesome. He helped me do this, this, and this, and I recommend him for these reasons. It helps more than you realize. Maybe, you know. Nice shooting. Thank you, Sami. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I can count on my VIPs. Okay. I need to get into their Ana, basically. Let me see what I can do. Or a dead. Hagenai. No. I need to help them kill him though. Dead. I will absolutely tank that ult. It's fine by me. Good Simwall. Alright, as long as we don't waste anything, we have a really nice retouch. No, why? That was not worth it all. We just nano visored. That's a losable fight. Alright, well. The issue with that is this, is now we have to full burn Orisa, Oh my god, winnable. That was really risky. They could not touch. GG's. I will just body block all day. I'm just gonna go back and see if I wake up properly. Okay, Tommy, good luck. Do what you gotta do, big dog. Alright, so that's 5-1 chat. Let's see what we get. I just skipped it. Alright, we're plat 1. I don't know how close we are to plat 1 because I legit just skipped it. I got a little too trigger happy on it, but we're plat 1. So now fresh slate, 5-0 is what we're going for. But as long as we stay positive on it, we should be fine. And this should be back into diamond, so we'll see what we can do there. Do I know their Genji? I do know their Genji. And they're queuing. That's interesting. Hey Asterix, we're currently playing in Plat 1. We're going to get this account to Diamond today, and then we're going to be ready for the Hog rework stuff tomorrow. Alright, so do my pressure early because he's alone from his team. Here I can just kind of poke. I want to go for their Ana. I'm going to flank here. Here I can poke something out. I'm going to hold this angle. They shouldn't re-push me. If they do, I go back to my team. I'm fine. And I can just pressure Reaper here. Chilling. I really definitely want to get to their Ana. It's going to come down with another Reaper's guarding. Genji dead. I need to give a little bit of space. I'm going to back up all the way. I don't want their Doom going for me. Oh, okay. Queen. They got Chaotic and Colin. Thank you, Gino. Yeah, Chaotic's on my friends list. It's hard to keep track of all of y'all. I'm assuming that's Chaotic Moisture. Here comes this, we're fine. Okay, good punish. Okay, but I need to get to their Ana. Should be super winnable. Ana down. I traded. Okay. Still super when we have 8 minutes. They did get that first cap, which is kind of unlucky. But I know who I can be going for here. See if I can help my Hog and my Lucio. Ana should be high. Good to know that glitch still works. That's super annoying. That does too. That was a good shot, I guess. Really? Why me? Bruv. Alright. I'm gonna cry. Wait for it. Amen. Yeah. Am I about to get blit? Yeah. Maybe. No, I know Chaotic, and he is grouped, and they're smurfing a Logilo. The thing is I was actually all cool and for it until he just teabagged. That's actually super disappointing. I have them turned off, asterisks, because I have sensory issues, so I can't handle too many noises at once. Still actually doable. I know. Well, I tried, but 2 months. Damn. GG's, I guess. Alright, where we go next? I gotta say, I was all cool and for that until the teabag. At that point, I'm like, oh, that's really disappointing. Hey, Gloomy. That's really disappointing. That's super disappointing. Damn. Alright, we go next. pressure forward, please. I'm gonna have to swing way more left. Okay, maybe I can save my Zen, maybe. Good shot. That was pretty clean. Mercy's low. Mercy's half. What? Okay, we're good. Reaper 1, Reaper 1. Ah, yes. Okay, we're fine. Ah. Still super doable. Let's see what we can do. Okay. We're gonna have to get an early fight here. I got the trade, and we got the Kiriko there as well. It pulled several from us. We should have that fight win easy peasy. Very nice. Okay. And I still have my copy. That's actually really huge. And we didn't have to use any ults for that. So I can do that again, basically. Same thing, rinse and repeat. If I can go from a different angle, I 100% will, but the big thing is our Zen lives here. Nice. Bastion is 1 health. Shit. That's super bad. That's super bad. I don't think I can come back and turn that, unfortunately. And our Zarya is not going to be able to live because we don't have the ults for it. No. Okay, hold on. Okay, I triggered OT. Maybe. Do we have a follow-up touch from our Genji? No, he just trolls. That's crazy. Alright. Still super winnable, though. I just need to play a lot more patient on those engages and just try to pull aggro more. And I'll be okay. Need to be a lot more patient, like I said. Full aggro, look to get close. And we'll be fine. My eyes are burning though. Really? Get some help? Alright. Oh, that's theirs. Someone to run away. Nice pressure. Below. What? What the fuck? They don't win? Nothing blows up? Nothing dies? That's crazy. Tried as much as I could. Still have that maybe. Nah. That's probably GG. GG's. Alright, we go next. Damn. That's really, really rough. We might have to switch off of the echo, to be perfectly honest with you guys, unless I can, like, get a grip. I'm playing like shit today. Like, I'm aiming fine, but my tempo is just, like, way off in these team fights, and it's costing me a lot of momentum. That's my only issue. Ooh. That Zen just totally just tripped me out. Okay. We'll be okay. Super, super doable. I'm actually gonna go Ash here. We're just gonna just click and shoot. Just get these W's and we'll go from there. Chat, if the fan is too loud, let me know, please. You guys can hear that. That's a little rough. Alright, let's see what we can do. What? That's craziness. Bruh. There's no way my eyes are that bad today, chat. There's no way, there's no way. We're chilling, we're chilling. good shot, I guess. Alright. We have another push, so we're actually kind of chilling, but... Above. Right for the res. Right for the res. There's the res. That's insane. Oh my god. I don't know why you would just do that. You know what? It's fine. I forgive you. Bruh. There's no reason I should die there. That's crazy. I know our Mercy was resing, but our Cutica was literally next to me. It's okay, we're doing fine, we're doing fine, we're doing fine. Maybe still winnable. I think today is an Ash day for you. I think so, Sporks. Which makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still super bummed out that we have someone that was a member of a community that would teabag like that after being in like a 4-stack. They're getting hard boosted by their Doom player, and then they teabag. That's super disappointing. I think that still is in my head, which I need to just let go. But that's super disappointing. We should just focus on this game. So we got into a queue with someone that I was friends with on this list, and the only people that I have added on this list are people that are part of the community, and their name was I'm Chaotic. I think it was Chaotic Moisture, and if that ends up being them, I'm super bummed. Like, I like playing against you guys. I have no issues with that. Smurfs or not Smurfs. I have no issues with it. I'm just like, all right, shit, you got us. GG's. But the teabagging after I lose a 3v1, that was, it didn't trigger me. It was more just so disappointing. Because I'm like, if you really want to go there, you're getting boosted out of your ass. And you never know, Sporks. You never know. You never know. But yeah, that was just disappointing. Y'all will never see me teabag anyone ever. I think it's just rude. Damn. Super doable. There's the grab. That's a huge anti, huge anti, huge anti. There he does. Oh, that's winnable. Holy schnipples. Alright, and we have Robert for next fight. There's a Robert. That's doable. There's a big tree. Our Ryan lives. Okay, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Mucho winnable. We need to get some pressure. They actually just lose now because they got off the Zarya. We so did not need Nano there. That's really bad. There's off a high. Huh? Shit, shit, shit. Nah, that's theirs. Them. Actually super winnable though. We have Tree, we have Visor, we have Bob. What I need to do is get 2 shots in. Get that in there, so Bob can stalk Art, and then we should be able to push with that, right? Maybe. Doable, yes. And then I'm gonna actually swap May. Because the May helps us a lot more. I can farm their JQ, wall them off, and then we'll be good to go. All their ults. Oh, we still had Nano. Fuck me, dude. Big tree, though. Down. Nah, because the NC. We might be able to retouch. GG. That sucks. Well, chat, this is going... Yo, this is going not well. We have to win the next 5... We have to win the next 5 in a row. This is really bad. This is like really, 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 really bad. Like so bad. It's okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everyone has an off day. Everyone has an off day. We are fine. We're fine. We're chilling. Yep, I messed up my tech on the fly. That's crazy. That ram is not dead. Alright, Bersergo. Appreciate the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Sleeper. Good to see you. Okay. I actually do want to go Echo here for the moon. Today, Sleeper, I'm having a rough one. I'll be honest with you. And on top of that, games are going well. I had someone on my friends list be a toxic, kind of an ass, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's really disappointing. Because the only people I have added on this account I either know in person, and I know all those names, or they're people within the community. And, you know, really thought y'all knew better than that. So, it's a good Echo skin, Sleeper. Fun fact, though, it does not make me shoot any better. It's not good. It just looks pretty. The hand is great, though. Happens, Sleeper. That's a good thing, Sleeper. No cleanse. That down. They dead. The fight's still going, we're fine. Winnable. Oh, I messed up my mouse pull. Got her though. Made up for it. Him hit. Yes! Master and Sojourn. I can show you some tips, Tintin. As you guys can see, I'm not the best mechanical player. I just know a lot about the game, and that's how I'm able to help people. So Sojourn, we do VOD reviews, and we also do one-on-one coaching, if you're interested. Great for the drop, nice. Their May kind of actually cuffed them. Going there on up. it was a good trade, but still, you know. What's a team VOD review? So I do team coaching as well. I'm currently the head coach of the team Erase Halcyon. So I have my own tier 2 team. And so other people that are members of teams that just want like a second coach's opinion. I don't do tier 1, I only do tier 2 and below. So if you want like analysis of like, hey, this is I duoed or I have a 5-stack with like my team that I play with, or even like a scrim VOD, and you're like, hey, how can we play better in terms of this like comp that we were trying to run? Then I review that. Go further on. 92. I think it's pretty cool. We've had a couple teams do it. I have a couple of open division players that come to me just for a second opinion. Sometimes it's nice to have a different cook look at the same recipe, you know? I should have shot at that Winston way sooner, but I actually couldn't see if he was purpled until I looked up really hard at it. But, you know, I've got bad eyes. Happens. I see. Okay. Super winnable. My aim is starting to get a little bit better. I'm starting to like land my shots, but I don't know. Just not feeling it as much today. It is what it is. The 5-0 actually becomes possible. Or the 5, we're at 5-2, 5-3 right now. So we have to win 5 in a row. It's still possible. But, you know, we'll see. We shall see. Hey, Minx. Good to see you. Wap bop bop but you. I didn't think he was going to land that. Damn. Getting a little hard with the current system. Not to use this as a cop-out, guys, but I think most people can feel. I shouldn't even say most. I think there's a fair amount of people that can feel when the lobby is not balanced. Because don't get me wrong, there's some times where you know you're just not playing well enough. But like, even like tech-wise, there's certain things that like high elo players are able to do, and that low elo players aren't able to do. So you know, if hold on. Oh, like, I don't know any plat players that can do what I just did, so hold on. So what I'm saying is this. If you have a lobby and it's very clear and obvious, it's like, hold on. this doesn't feel right. As long as you admit that you're doing everything you possibly can, but it still feels like every single person in their team is working in tandem, they're not missing their shots, their cooldowns are just way better, where like it literally feels like a legit team diff, like it's not just one person like really, really struggling. That happens a lot more often in Overwatch 2 than it ever did in Overwatch 1. And, oh, hold on, I can maybe help with the follow-up. Here we go, one. No, that would have been worth the trade. That would have been 100% worth the trade. They wouldn't have Kitsune. Oh. Sports, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that hold on. Yeah, okay, I actually agree with Sleeper. So, because here's why. Sporks, I've seen how you play DPS, and you know that it can definitely be improved upon. But there's not much of a difference between silver and bronze. Oh, that's actually kind of huge. Here comes the freeze. I am out. I'm so out, it's not even funny. Okay. There is when you can't get out of it. Okay, wait. We'll talk about this for a second. The games that I lost earlier was because I was not better than the other people that we were playing against. That's okay. But when you look at it and you go, hold on, there's a vast majority of these people that are not, like, plat, or they're not even diamond. Like, I see a lot of high elo players. I know the difference between a plat player and like a GM, for example. I can also tell when it's a plat team that just is working together and making the right decisions versus a plat team that's just kind of winging it. So that's the difference. Like, you kind of have to look at it in the sense of, is this just, you know, a bunch of silvers playing a bunch of silvers and these silvers are doing better? Or is it very clear and obvious that it's like a bunch of masters players versus a bunch of, like, you know, gold players? Because that's the issue I have. There will be times where there's a team diff, and what it is genuinely there's no way I missed that. That's crazy. All right, let me focus because now I'm playing like shit. Give me a second, guys. We didn't even go for touch. That's crazy. Alright, still winnable. Like I said, well, let me focus, because if I get distracted, I'm going to play like shit. Which I am right now. There's no way, dude. Good tracking. They don't have supports. Let's see if we win the fight when they do not have supports. They literally... There we go. Hey, I got resources and we won. Crazy. We do 3 on cart, please. Azaria's gonna feed shit. 3, 2... Okay, here I need to make a big play. The cleanse stopped me from copying, bro. Oh, God, that character is so stupid. That would have been such a big play. Alright, we can still do it, though. We would have had way more space. Alright. We still do this. This is still doable. Like, this lobby to me feels pretty close-ish. So this I'm fine with. Like, straight up, the effort being put in and like how people are reacting in this, I feel like this lobby is actually pretty damn balanced. Now, the reason I say that is because from what I can personally see and the interactions in front of me, this doesn't look like it's completely uneven at all. Now, with that being said, if you have like one person that's doing astronomically better on your team, let's say you're doing like astronomically better than the rest of your team, and your stats look very, very similar to all the other people in the enemy team, that's a pretty good indicator that the matchmaking puts you against people of your MMR, but did not pair you with people against your MMR. And I think that happens a lot. So that's the one thing that stats kind of does reveal that the system makes a whoopsie on, is if you hit tab after like a couple of fights, and like everyone on your team is like 0-3, 0-4, 0-9, and you look at the enemy team and they're all like 13, 12, 14, 16, 15, and like 1, 2, or 3, and you're also like 15 and 2, and you have like the same damage as them, that's a really good sign that, hey, it paired you against people that should be giving you a pretty good time. Nice even match. But the people you're with are not up to par, and that's where it can get frustrating. See if I can take this here. Okay, now that was a really, really good fight for us, especially since we got a lot more ult charge than they did. I need to get my copy here. I should not have messed it up. I could not afford to drop there. As long as I get my ult, then we're fine. Okay. But here, I need to do this early. That was so bad. I hit the wrong button. Oh, never mind. Arzaria's nuts. Fucking hell. Let me get a res and a coal, res and a coal, res and a coal, res and a coal, res and a coal. Damn. This is really bad. I'm gonna go sim TP here. Oh, they're not moving cart. This is doable. Nah. They just had it. They had too many ults. Unless they C9, then we win, but they're not gonna C9. Damn. GG's. They use like 5 ults. Ah. Happens though. So, I've told you guys for a while that, first of all, don't do what I do and don't play like half the roster. I really don't think that's a good idea. I do it because I like to show you guys different heroes. I like to get clips and footage for YouTube where we pop off on different heroes. We play almost every single hero in this game. I don't recommend it. I already have enough issues with performing mechanically, so I don't recommend y'all do it. But I personally enjoy it and I have fun. And I have no problem whatsoever with sitting in Plat Diamond. I'm absolutely fine with it. That's it. But having 2-3 heroes for your role, getting good at the game, you know, mastering the game with those characters, and then like growing from there, that's the best way to do it. I think if I took like my top 3 characters and I played those, I could probably go a lot higher, which we've done before, and we got to like high masters, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore because the queue times are really shit. And so I'm like, you know what, stop. And then we went back to playing a variety of heroes. Our rank went down. We were having way more fun in Diamond, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, how elo can you go? You can go very high. My thing is that if you wanted to play less mechanically demanding heroes in terms of like, because we talk about different like aim styles and stuff, right? So if you're more of like a predictive player because maybe your eyes aren't the best or you're not that good with like, you know, hit scan style of aiming, you can play projectile heroes and you'll find a lot more success, you know? You can play characters that are a little bit more forgiving up close as opposed to far away. Like I noticed that in Reaper, it's a lot easier for me to track things because it's closer to my eyes. Why? Because it's a closer range. Now the Echo playstyle. I need to burn this Rhine as quickly as possible. That's nuts. There's a pick. But like, if you're not the best in terms of aiming, you know, focus on predictive aim versus reactive aim. So reactive aim would be like hit scan heroes, and then predictive aim is more so for projectiles. And you can still find a lot of success with them. But you still have to stay consistent with that character. Like, you guys will notice, like, the more I play Echo today, I'll get a lot more comfortable, and I'll play better. Makes sense, right? You're putting more time into it. But it's very difficult to, like, actually build momentum for yourself if you're constantly switching heroes. I just felt like I wanted to play Echo today. That's crazy. I can land a single shot on that Tracer. That would have been such a big play. True. Nice shot. I honestly thought that the poison had worn off by then, but I was incorrect. Bro, why me? Like, what the fuck? Alright, we go next. Hey Donex, resubscribe. Will he go on another game one day? It's funny you say that. If you're a VIP, check out the Discord after today's stream. Saturday's Variety is about to get announced. We have a sponsored stream for Saturday, so you guys are gonna see some variety. But Noisy, that sounds awesome. Hell yeah, good job on the sleeps. Yeah, 10 months is crazy, Donex. We might see a good old switch here in a second by their Widow. Yeah, they went Torb. Anyway. Thank you, Donex. Appreciate your face hole. Three looking at me, right? They're Brig and Ryan can die, right? Yes, 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 maybe, maybe, maybe. Nice shot. Their Onyx should be dead, but my Life Weaver popped off. That was really good. That's a big tree as well. Very winnable. Very, very winnable. Oh, shoot. Go next. You right click that. So you do left, right immediately after, and then you place the cancel. Like I just trolled. How do you do the tech on Echo where you fire your right click fast? So you primary right click and then you directly do it into another ability. So it can be your primary again, or it can be your beam. I'll show you in a second. There's no way. He dies, right? Okay, good. We're fine. We're fine. We're chilling. Save your Rhine and we're good. Oh. Wait a second, Donex. I don't think you ever explained why you changed your name. Because I remember in the beginning, we'd be like, hey, Shu, how are you, Shu? Good to see you, Shu. And I don't get to do that anymore. I don't get to call you Shu. That's wild. That is, it's okay. We have coal for the last fight. We have coal for the last fight. We're good, we're good, we're good. It's a little bit rough, though, I'll be honest with you. Okay, we just staggered. Fuck. 2 of our members just staggered. We should be chilling. We're fine. We're chilling. We're fine. Chilling. We're fine. Why? I'm not gonna lie, chat. This is looking very grim. Anyway, I'll show you in a second, Asterix. Okay, so what you do is when you grab, it's kind of like Genji animation cancels. So the idea is instead of doing like your shuriken and then you do your dash, it's very similar. So anytime before you're about to use your stickies, you do left click and then your stickies. You see how I could sneak in that little extra bit of damage? And the one animation kind of stacks the other animation. So the inputs and the animations have different durations. So basically what it does is it lets me do animation, like the animations intertwine, but the inputs stack. So I do 1, 2 really fast, and it reads them just as fast as I input them, but the animations look a little bit oh-ho-ho. And so it lets me put in more. And then at the end of the bubbles, when my hand starts to draw back, I can do a melee, or I can do a left click, or I can do beam, and that input will now start and pull the next animation as a priority, if that makes sense. So it's like this and the melee kind of starts right after. Or what I could do, just that was a bit more practical, is I would do left click, bubbles, left click again, and I'm already shooting. Or the other one is obviously going to be left click, bubbles, beam, and that starts up almost instantly as well. So it's just like at the end of bubbles, you use another primary or do a melee or a beam or something like that. Or even your flight. 3, 2. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Oh, no, I'm dead. I'm fine. Okay. I have sadness in my heart and in my soul. But I will say this. DPS is the hardest role. You either play perfect or you lose. And even when we get what we need, it's very difficult. Like, they don't have an Ana right now. but the issue is there's like no other damage happening from my team at all. So it's like really rough because that means I have to Hey, we did damage and we won that fight. Look at that. It's floating nipples, or whatever the hell that was. There it is. No one's shooting at her, so she just lives. That's crazy. Let's do a bit more, shall we? Okay. Should be looking for their Ana or their Ashe. Push in, for the love of God. Use your ults, something. Oh, now we ult? Cool. No one's there, big dog. Ah, that shit is annoying, I'll tell you that much. It's fine. I didn't hit gold quick enough. Alright, if I want to win this, I'm switching. It's just not worth. Like, I can make these crazy good plays as Echo, and it doesn't matter. It legit doesn't matter. I'm gonna throw up, man. Group touch? No touch? Alright, one. We're gonna play for this side here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. see. There we go. Just to be straight up with you guys, Echo is so much fun, but my only gripe with is how slow the game plays here. I despise slow games. And the amount of times where I have to, oh, I guess I have to slow down, just, it fucking hurts my soul. And no one shoots her. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. We're fine. We're chilling. We're good. We're good. You good? I'm good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay. We got 60 on the first cap. I'm fine with that. Okay. Now we're gonna chill. We're fine. Ow, bro. Okay, here we can get aggressive. If you heal me, I can go in. I don't need my ult here, actually, because I can just do this. Nice. Yeah, once I picked that second support, I knew I didn't need my ult. Now we can just chill. I capped, so I can see what the hell is going on over here. Okay, and now I'm going to be looking for a big ult. So I can do two things. I can either play it safe on the left side for myself and hope my team doesn't giga feed. So basically, as they walk in, I punish. Maybe? Nah. That's crazy. That's insane to me, dude. We got the win with it, I guess, but that shit's insane. We are good, we're Gucci, we're fine. We're chilling. Not gonna keep that. She's 100% looking for her ult here. Nice. You fucker. Oh, Rissa fed. No, all I need to do is not feed. Winnable. We have coal, we have coal, we have coal. No, I think our Rissa just dies here. She's about to get exploded on. Yep. If I can keep the supports out of this fight, that's really big. here I'm gonna feed strategically. With the Orisa pushes in alone. I'm fine with that. Perfect. Okay, cool. That's 2-2. And then we go to the next one. Ah. So this should be winnable. Oh, shitter. Maybe. 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 Less maybeable. Less maybeable. Our 2 supports lost to 2 DPS. Just left them. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I get it. Fuck me. We're good. We're fine. We're chilling. Ah. Big kicks, big pressure. Alright. Chat, I think I'm actually gonna call it for today. I'm not in a good headspace. I need to breathe. I need to wash my hair. I need to just kind of, I don't know, I think this weekend had more of an effect on me than I want to admit. So I need to take like some time to myself so that I'm like refreshed and ready to go for the hog drop tomorrow. But yeah, mental health first. I'm just too distracted to play this game right now. So that's definitely a my fault thing. It's not, nah, if I snuggle Jack, I'll eat my nose. The tea sounds like a good idea. So sorry to cut it short, y'all, but I need to make sure that like I'm okay here first. Kind of go from there. Small price to pay. Anyway, with that being said, y'all, I do appreciate the support, especially on days like this. Anywho, with that being said, before I go, please remember, be kind, be humble, be positive. As always, GG's. I'll see you on the next one. Good luck.